Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. My fiance cheated. How I moved on. Story. My story, at the onset, is your typical infidelity discovery. M27, engaged for 6 months, fiancé acting distance, gone at weird times, sex infrequent/excuses. Found the texts. She'd been sleeping with a guy, married, with kids. Took pics of all of them. This douchebag was coaching my fiancé on having affairs. He's been doing it off and on for years. Like it's acceptable. And yes, it's in the texts. Here's my success story. This transpired late spring. Wedding was planned this summer. Zero hesitation, there was no way this was going to happen. I was done. I work for a huge company. Position openings galore right now. Interviewed and secured a position in a place I always wanted to live. Gave notice to my landlord. Fiancé lived with me. Lease entirely in my name. Filed unlawful detainer. Got a new phone plan and new number. Plan was to end the relationship on a Thursday. My last day in the apartment was Friday. Move as scheduled. Impeccable timing. She had a girls' weekend getaway planned that weekend, rolling eyes face. Arranged to have the sheriff at my place for 4 hours. Cost me $200. We can hire off-duty in my county. What transpired that Thursday? FedExed screenshots to her parents and AP's wife. Both with respectable notes. Her parents were out a lot of money having to cancel the wedding with short notice. Felt bad, not really. Turned old cell phone service off. Met with the deputy, explained the situation. Presented court documents. Dude was cool. She came home from work. Told her we were done. She needed to pack and leave. No explanation. Just that I was not ready to be married. Of course she was a mess. Deputy moved it along. Took a few hours. Tears transitioned to anger. That evening, everything was blocked, everything. Was on the road by Friday afternoon. It's almost 3 months now. The new job, new scenery, meeting new people. Have been to North Carolina with most everyone. Mutual friends tell me she is not doing well. The ones I keep in contact with now know the story. Her parents contacted my parents and apologized. They asked for my information but my dad declined to share. He did tell me to call them. I may out of respect. Her sister, who I failed to block, messaged me on FB. She understood why, but felt I could have handled it better. Stuck her and her sister. At that point you're taking care of you, as you should. You avoided a mess and moved on to better things. Nice job. Thanks. Honestly, Reddit helped me a ton. I scoured stories for days and wanted no part of trying to find details, listening to her, getting pressure to reconcile, etc. That is because you have something called self-respect. You did great. The sister, why does she think you handle it too roughly? LOL. If she ever contacts you again, just send her a screenshot of her sister with the other guy. Keep being happy and living life to the fullest. Good luck, hop. Honestly, you are an inspiration. I'm so happy you made a plan and stuck with it. You deserve someone who won't cheat. Hopefully she will learn from her mistakes, but either way, you no longer have to worry about it. Lol, tell the sister that your ex could have handled your relationship better as well. At least now she will be a professional affair master. She can have all the affairs she wants. I think you are the first person that didn't want details. I'm sure you got plenty of details reading their emails with the AP coaching. Were there pictures? I would probably save the pictures too, but do my best not to look at them. Like maybe I would save every picture file in mass and not look at them. BTW, you are my hero. Ha ha ha. How long was it between the time she was acting funny, you got suspicious, till you decided to look into her text, email, social media, or whatever. Block the sister as well. I assure you, it was done immediately after reading the message. Oversight on my part. Lot of blocking going on then. Good. Pretty annoyed she got to make her annoying comment, but, oh, well. It is what it is. She's allowed to share her thoughts on it. A relationship is about more than just two people. It affects the people around them too. Lots of things are allowed. So what? Her comment is still annoying coming from on top of her high horse. What are you even arguing about? Did I tell Op to sue her or something? I don't think of it as being on her high horse. She's concerned about her sister's well-being, despite her sister making a mistake. You call a planned affair, lying, betrayal etc., a mistake? You are the problem. GFY. Have you been cheated on? Haha, smiley face. Am I the only person in the comment section who is willing to see the ex as a human being? That comment has nothing to do with her sister's well-being. How is her sister benefiting from her making a passive-aggressive comment to Op? If she was concerned about her sister, then she'd contact her, not Op. Her sister cheated on her fiancé multiple times. Who cares what the sisters think or feel? Just not getting the logic behind entertaining anything from the ex or sister. Her sister cheated on her fiancé multiple times. Wait, I missed it. When did this happen? Cheating is not a mistake. It's hundreds of conscious choices to hurt someone. Bravo. Perfect example of classy revenge. Didn't stoop low, just gave her what she deserves. Also a good example for revenge is best served cold. Usually I don't like revenge stories because people take it too far and become assholes themselves to hurt their ex, but this one is great. Exactly how you do it. Not compromising on your values, efficient and well deserved. Enjoy your new life. You dodged a bullet. Thanks. Honestly, I was not seeking revenge. I thought long and hard about this and read a lot on Reddit to understand what talking to her would accomplish. Nothing. As far as sending the texts to her parents, I think a lot of them were not going to be dragged through the mud or scapegoated by leaving. This guy was scum. The things he texted were horrible. His wife needed to see them and make her own decisions. I feel for her. Whether X is an emotional disaster or doesn't care or somewhere in between, either way it hurts and I can do nothing about it. To me, the aspect of revenge, or more accurately what I think that was the most painful, was the sudden cutting her out of your life, disappearing into nothing without bothering to say anything to her. Which is well deserved. This is also my style when ending relationships, but you took it to the next level. Honestly inspiring. And I commend you for not seeking revenge. Probably why it turned out so good. Oh, how I wish I was this level-headed when I found out my fiancé was cheating on me. I went down the path of burning bridges and acting foolish. So good for you on keeping a clear head in a very important time in your life. Also, call the ex-girlfriend's parents. Sounds like you had a good relationship with them, and I'm sure they're just as devastated by their daughter's actions as you are. They may just want to reach out, make sure you're okay, apologize and wish you well. I really struggled. At first, there was no concrete evidence it was physical. When I learned it was physical and with a married man with a wife and kids, my whole image of her changed. I just had to get out. Depending on how your relationship was with the ex's parents, I would give them a call for their sake. But I would get a burner phone on a prepaid plan with its own number, then after the call turn the phone off and deactivate that account. That way if the ex does find out you called the parent and goes through their phone for your number, it will go to whoever is assigned the number next. That's actually why I am delaying calling. I am planning but don't want to divulge my number. Also, if anyone else ever tells you that you could have handled the situation better, do let them know that while everyone has their own opinion on how the situation should have been handled, they must agree that X could have handled monogamy better, which would have prevented this from happening in the first place. Just saying. If you are using an Android, you can go into call settings and choose to hide your number. You can do the same with an iPhone. Yep, see that. Never had the need to do that and didn't even think to ask. Appreciate the tip. My fiance cheated. How I handled it. Update. Advice just following up on my previous posts. As I wrote earlier, based on most everyone's advice, I reached out to my ex's parents. I spoke only to my father-in-law. Good conversation. I took the apology approach. What I mean is, I told him I was sorry to have sent him the pics of messages, etc. I just said I respected them and needed them to understand exactly why I made my decision. He brushed all of that aside and was more curious about how I was doing, my new job, etc. Gave me a lot of words of encouragement, etc. We did not discuss my ex. He did not volunteer anything and I did not ask. I did end up talking to a friend from where I used to live. Sounds like my ex moved back home and quit her job. Also, ashamed to admit, did a little Facebook stalking AP's wife. Thinking she received what I sent. Based on her Facebook posts around the time I sent the pics, there were a lot of motivational memes with a lot of supporting comments which lead me to believe she's leaving him. Can't be certain, but not a lot of this type of posts prior. Really enjoying my new job and making new friends every week. Not ready to date, but feeling good about meeting someone, when the time is right. Anyway, nothing very exciting. Her dad is kind. Too bad your fiancé sucked. You did what you could. Stalking the OBS's FB is not a bad thing. You're just curious and nothing more. Well, it seems your ex's life is starting to crumble. They didn't think about what will happen if they get caught, so it's their problem now. It's a good thing you were able to handle it well. You'll find a better woman for you. There's a lot of good women out there who don't cheat. All the best. You handled this the best way, just up and gone. I don't think I would want to hear anything about her, but everyone is different. Good luck with the new life. Thank you for updating. You really dodged a bullet with this one. You obviously know her parents pretty well. I can only imagine what her father is thinking. I'm a father of 2 young girls, grade school. It would totally break my heart if one of them did something like this. I mean, it would totally break my heart. It's interesting her father brushed everything aside when you tried to talk to him about his daughter. He must have been embarrassed, probably humiliated too. Something like this probably reflects on how he raised his daughter. And, honestly, if he and his wife were her main role models, as parents, growing up, it does reflect on him, and his wife. Was this man she was cheating with a co-worker of hers? Why did she quit her job? Also, it might seem like if the AP's wife dumped him, the AP and your ex-fiancé would now be free to carry on unimpeded. So even if he was a co-worker of hers, it seems like she wouldn't have to quit her job. Unless her affair with this guy, if he was a co-worker, was an open secret and she was embarrassed to go back to work after the whole thing blew up. Why would she be embarrassed? I guess if she was talking shit about you, and talking about how great her AP was. But, when the shit hit the fan, she was emotionally crushed and she didn't want her friends at work, who were probably encouraging her, to see how broken she was over what happened. Please post again, even if nothing is going on in a few weeks, months, or year. I think you did the right thing. In your old post, I said you were my hero. You still are. LOL. Also, it might seem like if the AP's wife dumped him, the AP and your ex-fiancé would now be free to carry on unimpeded. AP groomed her by saying that all guys/girls eventually cheat. He went further, admitting he cheats on his wife routinely. How likely do you think it is that OpSex has fallen in love with this guy and is now ecstatic that he's now free to be with and cheat on her? Especially given the humiliating and crushing consequence of having to cancel a wedding that her parents had already invested in and guests may have already booked travel/hotels for? Lol, doesn't seem real likely to me. Oh, so he was a co-worker of hers. I can't imagine going to work after the SHTF on this one. To everyone in her office it's probably just a regular day at the office. Someone comes by her desk and innocently asks, all cheerfully like, "So how is the planning for the wedding?" Man, the ex-fiancé here would probably just break down and cry. What would she say? "Oh, it's off. I've been cheating on my fiancé for years now with married Bob over there in the cubicle by the toilet. Anyway, my fiancé found out and couldn't handle the fact that he will always be second best. Can you believe how sensitive he is? Duck, I bet she didn't go back to work. Do you know if the AP quit? I can't remember off the top of my head. How likely do you think it is that OpSex has fallen in love with this guy and is now ecstatic that he's now free to be with and cheat on her?" Wow, you raise a really good question. Do you think OpSex fiancé was in love with this older married guy? I don't mean to sound demeaning, but some women would fall in love with an older, more experienced man who seemed to know how the world worked. Congratulations on the new job, and it is going well. Wishing you the very best success in life and business. Glad you are doing well. Thanks for the update. Great bro. All the best and don't think that cheater. At least before marriage you find out her real face. In future definitely you will get best loyal life partner and that time she's lost good human being. You are an inspiration. I've been cheated on a lot in the past and if it ever happens again, I'll be referring to this post. I have a history of crumbling, thinking I'm not good enough and not interesting enough and that's why they resorted to cheating. However you took the approach of I need to cut this deadweight out of my life and I absolutely love it. I'm really glad to hear you're doing so well and that your fill was so reasonable. You did a good op. I'm glad you reached out to your fill directly. When/if your ex/her sister/your mill potentially start misrepresenting what actually happened, he'll be able to gently correct them. And, at a minimum, at least he knows that you were a stand-up guy faced with a very bad situation and you owned it. I'm certain he regrets the loss of a good potential son-in-law. Sometimes routine, mundane, not exciting is the best that can happen to us. Thank yourself and rest will take care of itself. You did good op. I know it still sucks but this too shall pass. Now go and enjoy life, and find a partner worthy of your commitment. Best, and live strong. Good to hear. That post has been on my mind. Glad to see a follow-up. Best wishes. Nothing very exciting means you did the job well and life is progressing. All the best going forward. I'm honestly so impressed with how you handled everything. I think you did this in the best way. You didn't allow her to try and convince you to take her back, you did exactly what you needed to do for you. Well done putting yourself first and knowing you deserve better. Congrats on the new job and all the other good things in your life. Did you ever get an explanation/excuse for her cheating? Was it emotional affair, or just for sex? Good to see that you made contact with Exfil and it went well. Wishing you continued success. I consider this a success story. Go ahead and live the best life possible. Maybe one day you can wish her the same, like you would a sick person. She is clearly struggling internally with stuff, not wild problem, and is a sick woman lacking much self-respect and worth. She needs help, also, not your problem anymore. Your compassion for her may come, or not, which is okay, to form down the road, and I guarantee if you focus on growing in all areas of your life, physically, emotionally, even spiritually, the right one that is deserving of the gifts you have to offer will be placed in your life at exactly the right time. Stay open, chin up and onward and upward, browski. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.